Welcome back, R&V Family. I'm your host, Tarius, and this is Rhythm and Views. Yeah, man, and so what we're doing today is have another topic of discussion, and, we'll do that from time to time here on the Rhythm and Views show. We do reactions, we play independent music, or we highlight small businesses and things of that nature, because we're trying to create and build a community here, people who are, helping each other out, in these hard times and stuff like that. And this sometimes it's hard to, to get a little, a little bit of shine when there's so much going on right now. So that's what we try to do here. So today I got a special guest. We got HW Cole, stands for short for Hollywood Cole, and we're gonna have a conversation, man, about this R&B thing. It's what we do, man. It's his R&B thing, and so he's gonna tell you about himself. But let's stop playing around, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is the Rhythm and Views show. Let's do it. That's right. This is the Rhythm and Views show, and I'm your host, Tarius. And like I said, we're going to talk about some R&B today. We're going to talk about is the art of performing and just the whole, stage presence thing. Is it a dying art, or do you feel like it's still around? Is it still alive and well? We just had Verzuz just recently, and that was a terrible display of R&B singing, R&B performing, and R&B presence. So Let's get into it. Let's bring the man, the legend on here, HW Cole, Hollywood Cole. There he is.
What up, Tarius? What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Good, man. I'm feeling good, man. My energy's high, like my frequency's high. How you doing today, man?
Man, I can't complain, bro. Ain't nothing to complain about. Day above ground is a blessed, beautiful day, Especially with all this madness we got going on, man.
Yeah, man. Woo! Yeah, it's a lot going on, but you know what? Maybe we can, go ahead and entertain the people and show them a good time, and maybe to help them forget their troubles and all that kind of stuff. Maybe have them giggling or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. Let's entertain the folks right now. Mm-hmm. So, so HW, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you've done as far as like R&B and when it comes to bands and just music or just rock music? Because I know you don't just do the R&B thing. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your past.
Well, right on, man. Came up in St. Louis back in the good days, in the 80s and 90s, and I had gotten out of high school, man, and I had a band in high school, and we used to play at a teen club, that happened to be in our neighborhood, and man, and listen, so that meant everybody from school, everybody from high school was showing up, plus everybody from everywhere. So that was my first little taste of it, man. And then after high school, I tried college for a minute, and then I got into the music scene again, but at a different level, and then I started working at a club, loading trucks and running errands and all kinds of stuff. And eventually got into a band, and the band was called Tough Nuts, and eventually we went on.
Tough Nuts, I love the name.
We went on to do a couple things, man. Some touring. We had a good run, and then just like everything else, we was ahead of our time. Because we were doing like a black punk funk rock thing, and then we even throwing some R&B and stuff like that. So it was a wide open thing, man. We was doing the rock thing there, but I grew up in the R&B world, soul world, because my parents, my family, very musical family, man. And so, we always had that in the blood. So,
there you go.
That's kind of what I did, man. And then actually, I came from there, and then I started doing tour management, which led into venue management, and which led into amphitheaters and, so on and so forth. And then I did 10 years with the Tampa Bay Lightning as an ops director, and then I retired.
Yeah.
I'm through.
Right. You had enough of that stuff. Enough of that madness.
I got done with it because it was a good run, man. But I'm older now. I like to, do a few other things, enjoy life. My son's gotten older. Just deal with that, So that's where I come from, man. And now I'm an avid music lover, man. I listen to everything, everything. So most people say you can speak on anything. So I try.
Yeah,
I try.
Yeah,
man.
I was telling a good friend of mine the other day. Shout out to CJ. That he was like, well, just in case people don't think I'm qualified to even talk about music, I'm just a regular guy, just this, that, and the third. And so it's not like I got any hit records or anything like that. I said, look, man, it ain't all about that. If you are you a person who appreciates good music, R&B, whatever the case may be. He said, yeah. I said, okay, well, that gives you your right to talk about it. You know, you got opinion on things, yeah. Well, that gives you the right to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, you and I and him, we all have experience doing music. We've done it. We've been out there in the streets. We've been out there performing. You know, we've done shows, hit big stages and stuff like that. So, you know, we have experience, so we can speak on what we know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, absolutely,
so,
man.
Yeah.
And it's all about that anyway. I mean, we the people are the ones that make the music happen, because we're the ones that enjoy it. We're the ones that buy into it. We're the ones that, you know, listen to it all the time and rise it up. So who better to speak on it but
than
us,
the people,
the true music, you know, the few music people who love it the most. So
exactly. Yeah. So when speaking about that, you know, like I said, like you mentioned earlier, that you used to do music, you used to touring and stuff like that, big shows and stuff. That actually correlates to the topic that we're talking about tonight. So what we're talking about is, you know, let's talk about stage presence. Let's talk about real singing. Let's talk about, you know, really entertaining the crowd. You know, do you feel like that's an art that's kind of like dying these days, you know, with the younger artists and stuff, what they're doing? Or do you feel like it's still prevalent? They're still doing it. It's still fully alive. Like, what's your take on that?
Well, to be honest with you, man, Tarius, it's funny you asked me that, because, you know, I believe that the stage presence is there, because I believe truly that the R&B and the rap guys and the hip hop folks, they the rock stars. They the rock stars of today. They the rock stars of the 2000s. Right. You know, because there's no more rock stars like we remember, you know, quote rock stars, whether it be R&B, whether it be Michael Jackson, Prince, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin.
Nobody on that kind of level.
Yeah, on that kind of level. I mean, I think these guys hold up to it when they're on tour. Now, what I've come to find out, when they're on tour and it's the machine and the machine's going, you know what I mean? The machine's rolling. They cool, because they got everything to back them up. The electronics, the lighting, the sound, the dancers. But I've come to find out that, like, when it comes to them performing like one-on-one, they have some missteps. You know, there's some missteps.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, they're part of the machine. You know what I'm saying? And that's what now they're accustomed to it, and now they can't live without it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny that you say that too, because we just recently had, on the time of this recording, Verzuz just happened between Omarion and Mario, and y'all already know the special guests on there: Ray J, Jeremiah, Pleasure P, Bobby V, and Sammy, and yeah, it was a fiasco, man. And my man here didn't get a chance to check it out just yet, but that's all right. We're gonna still get into it, because you actually hit the nail on the head when you just mentioned that. It seems like today, when it comes to the technology and stuff, it's almost like a lot of these artists are relying on the technology rather than their true God-given talent. You know, as an example, like I mentioned with Verzuz the other night, there was, you know, like I said, it was a battle between Omarion and Mario. So you had two different frames of mind, because when you talk about Mario came to play as far as with these straight vocals. He's like, look, I don't need no track. I don't need no dancers. I'm just gonna give you that real right here. You want the smoke? I got the smoke for you. You know what I'm saying? And he showed and he proved and he destroyed Omarion. And Marion's my dude. You know what I mean? But he destroyed it, man, because he just came with them real vocals, the real singing. Now, when it comes to Omarion, he came in there thinking that because he's an entertainer and dancer, he was gonna be able to get that off and it was gonna be all good. It didn't work at all. It didn't work at all. And he came with the theatrics. He even came, listen, man, he had this, him and his brother got on stage with watermelon and was eating the watermelon and acting like they was doing, you know what I mean? They was going down on a woman. Man. Yeah, horrible. See what I mean? It went horrible. Yeah, horrible.
You know.
So that's a prime example right there. Now, they don't speak for all the artists, but those handful of artists right there was a poor display of, you know, what R&B has to offer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't rely on, you know, the theatrics when it comes to R&B singing. When it comes to singing in general, you gotta show and prove, man. Like, you can't always rely on this technology, man, that they got nowadays. You know, you signed up to be a performer, so live up to it. Like, you can't get lazy. A lot of these performers nowadays are lazy. In my opinion, I said it. I think they're lazy. A lot of different artists are lazy, and they rely too much on the technology and the backtracks and all that kind of stuff, and the band and dance moves. And a lot of these artists the other day, they were exposed. They were exposed for who they really were. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, granted, everybody has a bad day, at the office. You know what I'm saying? But it just showed that you gotta stay on your A game. Otherwise, somebody's gonna catch you slipping, and that's what happened. So it was a fiasco, man. But go ahead, I'm gonna let you comment on what you think.
No, man, I mean, it's like and that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like then they get into the room and then they crumble. So it's like, man, dang, so you only can function under the machine. You can only function with the dances and y'all eating watermelon and all the sexual displays. And that's the one thing that kind of bothers me about the R&B today, as far as the songwriting, is the sexual aspect. And we can talk about that later on. But but it's all.
Let's get into it.
It's all a part of that. We don't need all that.
Yeah.
All the older guys, the other crooners, the real R&B cats, they didn't need none of that. The Edition didn't need none of that. But you knew what New Edition was talking about, but they wasn't all, and then you can't
it was so sexually explicit.
Right. And that's just, to me, man, I miss the metaphors, where it's kind of nice. It ain't so hard and so aggressive all the time. Aggressive.
Yeah, they leaving nothing to the imagination nowadays. They just basically just straight telling you, I want to do this and I want to do that, and I'm gonna knock this out and knock that out, and it's like there's no class left in it no more. There's certain artists who do try to keep it that way. Like, I like Neo. I think Usher kind of keeps it that way. Chris Brown, on the opposite side of things, I think Chris Brown is one of the artists who keeps it like really explicit, and I love Chris Brown's music, man. He's extremely talented in many different facets, but when it comes to like I said, just being so explicit, I don't really get down with all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like and I guess we probably from the old school. We older cats. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate. I mean, that's really where it started, though, man. Like, R&B was about you trying to win over the ladies. You trying to win them over. How you gonna win it over? Let me talk that stuff. Let me talk that stuff. And if you go up to a woman, man, you like, I'm gonna do this, and you might get slapped in the face. So, like, if you wouldn't do it in real life, then why are you gonna sit there and talk about it on the record? Like, if you was to approach a woman right now, you're gonna try to, introduce yourself, say, hey, you look nice, throw a little compliment in there, whatever the case may be, maybe buy her a little drink or whatever. You ain't gonna be like, well, if you take your clothes off, no, don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
now,
why not show that in the music?
Right, exactly. And what's funny, and little flavors of it's not bad, because a person that I think that does it nicely, quick, and come on back out is Bruno Mars. Man, Bruno Mars is genius, man. I mean, for real, he's a real talented cat. I mean, he's the truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
He comes with it, boom, boom. And I mean, folks, they try to joke him because, he Bruno Mars, but man, Bruno Mars is a killer, man. He's a killer for real. Dude. I mean, you're not
when you talk about real singing.
Yeah, you're not gonna catch him slipping. You know what I'm saying? And he do all that stuff just like everybody else. But I've noticed that when it's come time to perform, he's on top. He's on top of it.
Yeah.
He don't
play no games. He don't play no
on
games.
top of it all the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes that gets lost. I mean, but tell me, what do you do when when you like a one man show, like a J. Cole or someone that's a wonder, a Drake.
Kendrick,
you really got
Kendrick Lamar or somebody like that.
Right, because I mean, really, back when we used to remember when they used to do the shows at the mall, the bands would come to the mall. Right? Yep. Yeah, right. So none of these cats wouldn't, they couldn't do none of that. They had to come with the DJ and the turntable, but they couldn't, you couldn't show up in freestyle, and there's no camaraderie. Nobody goes to jams with nobody else, really. Everybody just do their own thing. You don't see the band, coming together and performing together, like they used to. Everybody trying to cut each other, or you know what I'm saying? I'm throw this rock and dig on you. You know what I mean? That's the sad part. There's no camaraderie.
Right, yeah, and then that was another thing, and it's funny too, man. Like you hitting these notes, it's almost like, did you watch that show and you just acting like you didn't watch it?
No, man.
you hitting these exact
difficult.
beats because that's exactly what happened the other night. So, and in addition to, like, you had all these R&B singers, they had poor performances and stuff like that. Mario shined out of all of them, and I think Bobby V did really well, and I think Sammy did well. So it was like 3 out of 6 that just really kind of like shined a little bit. But you know, they was throwing insults at each other, man. Like they was taking low blows, they were taking shots, you know, at each other. You know, it was pretty. It was. Let me tell you, like they went to the further extent. I was like, damn. You come at them like that, like, oh shit, like they was really like, yo, it was going hard at each other, man. I'm like, damn, like these guys. And then at the end of the show, they're like, oh man, well, I still got love for me. I got love for you. I'm like, yeah, but that ain't really, you know. Q from 112 got on, I think he got on either Instagram or Facebook just recently, and he talked about how he felt about the performance, and he was like, no, man, that ain't it, man. That ain't how you do it, man. Like you don't do that. There's supposed to be a certain level of respect among, you know, for the craft. And for your brother that you know, that's fellow singer, you know, you're not supposed to be going on there just trying to tear him down in front of the audience and for the whole world. You don't do that kind of stuff. And singing over each other while the one person's singing and you trying to sing over his song and trying to sing his song for him, and you don't do all that disrespectful stuff, man. It's not the art of R&B, man. We don't do that stuff. Exactly. He said like y'all was going in there like y'all was some rappers and stuff like that. Like he said, no diss on the rappers, but you know, it's kind of like a different animal. Like we don't do that stuff. You know, R&B is all about, you know, vocals, real singing, class, you know, sexiness, elegance. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. You know, and a lot of them just wasn't displaying that, man. And when it comes to, go ahead, what you about to say?
No, I was gonna say it. And if you know, you could take it even a step further with the verzuz. When they had it was Isaac Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire. And they was having a blast. I mean, and they was and they each other. I mean, they was, when they start playing, they was getting down. I mean, Ernie came in, he had his guitar and he was up, you know, and they was up grooving and you know, Verdine was, you know, he was all over the place for Earth, Wind and Fire, man. So, but it was fun. You know what I mean? That's when they did they talking with the music. After that, they was like, oh yeah, man, I remember that one. That was the good one. You know what I mean? And you know, they showed a genuine respect for each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. As the craft. Oh man, your craft is great and my craft is great. Our crafts are different within the same, but that's why we both legends. That's why we have, you know, decades, centuries, you know what I mean? And, you know, 50 years into this. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, a lot of these guys, we ain't gonna hear about them no more. You know, they'll get big, get chewed up by the machine, and then when they ain't worth nothing no more,
they get spit right back out.
Spat out. They get spat out. You know.
I think a lot of these guys, man, these young guys aren't like really taking enough notes from the old school. You know, from Big Brother, you know, and stuff like that. They're not paying attention to, you know, the art of it, and they need to get back into it. I think, you know, the fact that we just had this verzuz is kind of like, it brings a light to, okay, look, we need to go back to the roots of this whole thing. Like we need to go back to, you know, real rehearsing, taking it seriously, stop all the drinking, all the smoking right before you get on stage. And I understand, you know, nerves and stuff like that. Everybody gets nerves before they get on stage, but you know, if you're gonna have a little sip of something, I've done it before, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? But I didn't do it to the point where I was like, oh man, all over the place. And
but I didn't trash the performance doing it. If anything, I got a little more highlighted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Yeah, kind of, you know, loosened you up a little bit. You know,
I mean, you know, I was always about performing. I mean, you know, even on nights, you know, if your vocals wasn't as tight as they need to be, I still knew where to hit my pitches and my points, and when I can lay back. You know what I mean? And then I was doing all the thrash and funk and all that different stuff, man. So, you know, at one point I'd be next point I'd be, you know what I mean? Or hitting some vibe or something, you know what I mean? So I'm doing this all night, you know, so there were times where, you know, I figured it out how to make it work, and I made it a part of what of me and what I am. But I always, every show I'm performing. I mean, I was hitting it, jumping off, you know, doing all kind of things, man.
Kept it entertaining.
Start to finish, man. Because you having fun, I'm having even more fun than you. Think about it.
Exactly. Yeah, and you know what? It's all about really just getting the audience getting the audience involved. You know what I mean? And it's like you just now said, if you up there having a great time, the audience is really gonna be riding with you because they're gonna be having just as much fun as you. You know, they see you up there. Now, if you was up there all stiff and nervous and stuff like that, they're gonna be like, "Boo, get off the stage." They ain't gonna be into it. But if you up there, you having a good time, you know, you walking around, you know, maybe doing a little move, whatever like that, you know, you just singing to the ladies or whatever like that, or maybe you handing out some roses or hit the high note or whatever. You got the bands going off. They're gonna really go crazy, you know. It's about entertaining. You ain't up there just to stand around, and you ain't up there to be messing around, not practicing, and not hitting your notes right, you know. So, so like I said, Q from 112, he just also said that I believe it was Q anyway. I think it was Q, but he said that another thing that happened when they was performing back in the day is if you would get too excited and you know you're not really focused, he said that's when you kind of like, you know, you're overshooting your notes and you might, you know, mess up whatever like that. Did anything like that ever happen to you, or do you feel like that's true, like you kind of have to remain kind of like in the zone, you got to remain calm and focus when you get on that stage?
No, you know, listen, I when I did it, you know, and when I did it, I just took it balls to the wall all the time. You know what I mean? I was it all the time because it fueled me like that. You know, I was excited like that, you know, and I was like, woo, woo. I mean, you got to realize we were coming out at the time when playing with bands like Living Color, 24/7 Spies, Fishbone, Rage Against the Machine. I mean, all these bands were just coming out back when we was doing our thing. You talking 88, 89, 90. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, these bands, you know, 91, 92, these guys are just coming out. I mean, I remember when we played the first show when Living Color did the first tour. We opened up for them when they came to St. Louis. And immediately with Fast Friends, you know, and Vernon Reed put on one of our Tough Nut t-shirts and came on stage. You know, and we just became friends with them cats, you know, and to this day, you know, I'm still know them. I'm still in touch with them. We still talk. As a matter of fact, when I go to St. Louis in a couple of weeks, my buddies are doing their annual Pink Floyd thing, El Monstero, where they do the Pink Floyd tribute at the amphitheater. They actually have Living Color coming and joining them, opening up and then joining them doing that. So, you know, I'm gonna get to see them then, you know, you know, and it's just, you know, that's when I came up. So you had to come with it because everybody was coming with it, bro. Because listen, I'm gonna tell you, if you hadn't seen anybody, if you saw Fishbone and the Chili Peppers, from the mid to late 80s into the early 90s, bro, they was crushing it. Period. You didn't see a better live show. Energetic, on point. But you know what I'm saying? And then those cats was hit every night. You know what I mean? And once again, those cats are still playing.
Yeah,
still
man.
Out there. Still out there grinding.
That tells you a lot right there. They got the longevity. You know what I mean? They're not around for no reason. You know what I mean? People enjoy coming to watch their show because they know they're going to get a good show. And that's what it's really all about. You know, if you're in the game, then you got to put on a good show. Otherwise, people ain't going to care. You know, they ain't going to want to come see you. You know, they were talking about how Ray J, just how he hit those. He had a really horrible night, man. Vocally, he was terrible. You know, a friend of mine was saying, man, his stock just went down because you know when you think about it, if you really do that bad, people ain't gonna be, you know, what have you done for me lately? It's there's a kind of atmosphere. So it's like if you know just totally just destroy a performance and just I don't know, then you're just really that bad, then people are not gonna be excited to come see you again. You know what I'm saying? That's the nature of the game.
And you know, and probably, you know, sound like that was the ego thing for Ray J. Because I mean, really, what has he been doing? I mean, has he been doing anything? Has he been saying? He's been behind the scenes, you know, coming up with business deals. Now I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at he getting that money, but has he been saying?
But as far as like the performance, exactly. So
then of course he chilling and he want to go back in the room with some dudes that's doing. You know, you can't just pop up like that. You got to that's right. That's crafters work.
Right.
You know,
exactly. And that was another thing that was said is that, you know, these guys got comfortable, you know, thinking, oh, it's sweet, it's gonna be easy. And nope. You get exposed, man. You get exposed real quick. Get up there and embarrass yourself in front of the whole world like that. You know,
you let your ego, you know, let your ego catch you. You know, catch you
exactly. So like as far as like when you used to do your band, when you was in your band, you was performing and stuff. Let's talk about the costumes, man. Did y'all wear like flashy clothes or anything like that, or wear anything like really unique to stand out? Tell me about some of the things that y'all used to do as far as that goes.
So like I told you, I had a band in high school. So that was back in 1984. So back in that time, I was, back in that time, you had your Van Halens and your Ozzy Osbournes, and so I'm out in the suburbs, so I get in this rock band, so I just band in school, and we were covering, stuff like that, Van Halen, Ozzy Osbourne, all that kind of, late 80s kind of hair stuff. So back in those days, man, I had this thing for David Lee Roth. I was such a David Lee Roth fan because David Lee Roth, every time he hit the stage, he was point. Now, sometimes his vocals was a little shoddy, but he always performed. And I admired him back then as his performance, man. So I used to dress like him in high school. So I'd wear the spandex tights, with the leg warmers,
right. Probably had the big hair, Jerry curl or something.
Oh, you know it, bro. Listen, man, I ain't even gonna lie. I had a frullet. I literally had a Jerry curl fro right here, and I called myself a shag in the back. But come on, y'all. We all knew what shag
you gotta give me some pictures, man.
Oh man, and
we'll put that right on.
Of course, I had a big old thick Eddie Murphy mustache. My joint was thick. Boom. I didn't even know how to trim it yet.
Wow.
So,
wow, that's crazy. You got to dig them pictures up, man.
Oh man, so I was doing that, and I'd go to back then it was Kmart, and I'd get you could buy like a bag of bandanas for $1.
Right.
So I get a whole bunch of bandanas and tie them around my legs.
Tie them around the leg and stuff. Yeah,
me and my boy, man, we'd take them and throw them in the crowd. They screaming.
They probably was eating that up too.
Man, it was crazy. Feather roach clips, and I was doing.
Just throwing the roach clips.
The little feather, the leather rope, and the feather on it. Yeah, so and then when I got out of high school, I started getting into Chili Peppers and Fishbone and the mod skateboard type thing. So that's when the Doc Martens and the Vans and the long shorts with the big old wallet keychain with the big old chain.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. I know some people still rock that, the keychain.
Man. And then if I didn't have no Docs on, I was rocking some Vans. And then I had one of them Vans bandana and some Vans fanny packs, and they used to have them little fanny packs.
Straight 80s, boy.
Yeah, so then I graduated into that whole punk mod thing, and that's when, I gotten rid of Jerry curl, man, and I was like, all right, so I started like getting the reverse Jerry curl, so I get my hair straight. So it was just like, kicking it out.
So I had the big spikes, like big,
it was just flying.
Big blowout and all that.
Place. I kind of looked like Nikki Sixx back in the 80s, to be honest with you. It was flying all over the joint, man.
Hair all over the place.
Yeah, so and then that's kind of how I evolved in my costuming, man. I pick and choose my little styles, and I try to throw my flavor in with some of my other favorite flavors, that kind of thing, man. The whole skater thing.
Yeah, man. And see, just from you describing that, how you used to wear, like, I hear the excitement in your voice and stuff, and it's like, it sounded like you went all out, man, trying to make it, interesting and fun for people to look at, because like I said, like you said earlier, you was having fun. And that's what it's all about, man. Like, you get on there, like you had a wild hair or different colors or the bandanas on the leg, the tight jeans back in the 80s and shit with the boots. Yeah, man, I'm sure they was loving that.
And funny thing, I ain't lie to you, I had a pair of snakeskin cowboy boots in the 80s, right? It's like Guns N' Roses, motherfuckers used to wear. So I got me a pair of those, man. Put me some straps and stuff on the bottom.
Yeah,
man. Crazy, man.
That was the time for it, man.
For a minute.
Wow.
This madness, man.
A little bit of everything going on.
I enjoyed it. Good time. Good time.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. We're going to have to get you on here again so you can maybe talk about some of the wild times of performing and stuff like that on the road and all that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I'll bring you I'll bring you some video of us live and chop something up. We'll definitely have a good time, man, for sure. I love talking about
definitely, man.
As a matter of fact, we didn't want to cut you, but as a matter of fact, we're
no, you good.
I'm going to St. Louis, and a buddy of mine from back in the band days, he just put together. He's got this little foundation called the St. Louis Punk Archives, and so he finally has a display in the museum in St. Louis of all of us and different. And he's been doing interviews, and I'm going to go and do an interview, talk about the retrospective of back when we were all doing the punk scene, because he used to play in a band too back in those days. So I'm excited about that, man. So we can I can fill you in on all that, man. Us trying to get big time again, you know.
See if you can catch on some of that on video, man. Bring it back. Oh, we will. Right on the show.
Oh, definitely.
We'll talk about that.
Definitely.
You know.
Yeah. It's gonna all be recorded.
Yeah, you're doing it big time. You're in the museums and stuff like that. That's definitely what's up. But before we can wrap it up, before we get out of here, man, I want to definitely salute you and thank you, because you helped us get into that concert just recently too, the New Edition concert with Charlie. Was it Charlie Wilson? Was it Charlie Wilson that was there? Yeah, it was Charlie Wilson, New Edition, and Jodeci. Yeah. So
you know,
yeah.
Go
ahead. What you about to say? Oh, I was gonna say that if you talk about it in respects to real performing and putting on the show and showmanship and outfits and stuff like that, New Edition got that all day. New Edition got that all day, man. I really enjoyed their performance. Yeah, exactly. To this day, yeah. So I really enjoy. Yeah,
once again, real G's,
too, man.
They real G's when they come and play.
Yeah.
Bobby be over there about to pass out and die, but he still be out there.
Yeah, man.
You know, he still do his thing, man.
He's still out there, though, yeah.
And you know, so that just proves your point of the whole show. Right there, you saw it. New Edition, OGs, they came back, they still was hit.
Still hitting. Absolutely, man. So maybe some of these younger artists, they can kind of take notes to the OGs like that. Just, you know, try to, you know, make it just a little more entertaining instead of just walking back and forth and stuff like that, and, you know, not wearing no, you know, because we can see you wear a t-shirt and jeans anywhere. Why don't you spice it up? Like you said, put maybe like the bandanas on there, or maybe rip the t-shirt, or do some wild hair, or put a sparkly jacket on or something like that. Something, you know, give us something to look at, you know. You know, so we can say any old stuff any old time of the week. But yeah, man. So it's been a pleasure having you on here, man. We're going to have to do this again really soon. We got Hollywood Cole on here with us, man. So definitely appreciate having you on here, man. And
thank you for having me, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime, Tarius. Anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're gonna put you backstage, and we're gonna have you on here again. Appreciate you, brother, and salute to you. Thank you so much.
Always salute you.
Cut him off a little, sir. Sorry about that. Cut him off. Matter of fact, let's bring it back on. Go ahead, brother. Let me give you your time. Go ahead and say what you gotta say.
What's up, man? Peace out to you, my brother.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Oh, also, before I forget, do you have any do you have like social media that you want to get out? Anybody might want to get in contact with you? Anything like that? Social media, website?
Let me break that on you next time we come out.
Okay. Let's do that.
Together, and I don't want to get it scrambled.
Yeah. Let's not get it messed up.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So we'll do that, man. You know, I'll definitely pop back in. I'll shoot you the information, and, you know, if you want to do the updates and whatever we're going to do. That's cool.
Okay. Sounds good, brother. All right, brother. Peace.
Guys, I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. So yeah, man. So this has been another episode of Rhythm and Views, man. So what we try to do here is we have these great conversations here and then. Like I said, we do the reactions. You know, we play independent music. You know, we do all kinds of stuff. We support local businesses and stuff like that. So, like I said, we're gonna have little in-depth, fun conversations about R&B music, entertainment, stuff like that. So hopefully, we entertained y'all. Maybe you might even learned a little something. If you didn't see that Verzuz with Omarion and Mario, y'all need to go check it out ASAP. You know what I mean? So Hollywood, get on that, man. Hollywood, get on that. But I'm your man Tarius, man, and I hope y'all had a great time. We want to catch you again. So I'm gonna salute to y'all. We're gonna catch y'all on the B side. Peace.